Hey everybody, so I got Suki right here with me. I just finished filming my Sephora haul and swatch video for the Violet Voss palette and Stila Enigmatic eyeshadow that I got in that haul, and she is moving around now. Squeaky chair. So I thought in this video we would just talk about the Wynn Slot app update, or this would be like my Wynn Slot app update video, because I am still working on editing all those Vegas videos like into blogs that I recorded while I was there, because honestly they are kind of boring, but at the same time I kind of want to like have something to remember my little trip to Vegas by. I could have like a whole lot, okay, this video may just be all about like my Vegas trip, I don't know, but in general I'm just kind of wanting to talk about the whole Wynn Slot apps update, because that was a pretty significant update. It created a lot of changes that I wasn't really anticipating, but I guess it's just part of, you know, as something becomes more popular, things evolve and change. So some backstory. Back in August, my dad and I went on a road trip to Vegas. Those videos are being posted or have been posted. I'm getting ready to post the second one where I was actually like my first night at Wynn. But we went to Vegas like via the app. So road trip there, of course we had to pay for all that, you know, typical gas, food, amenities, like, you know, staying at different motels along the way. But the actual stay in Vegas was free, minus Bellagio. So the whole deal was, the first night we got there, I got a free room through the My Vegas apps for Bellagio, but I'm like free because you still had to pay a resort fee plus taxes. So the resort fee had gone up to $45. I guess it used to be like $37, $38, and then plus tax on top of that made it like about $52. It might have been like $51, but let's just say $52. So had one night at Bellagio, $52. I did get to go out and enjoy the pool, and also had a free buffet for Excalibur. So we got on the tram, went over that way and walked, you know, had to do a heck of a lot of walking, which that's one thing about Vegas if you're not familiar with. The whole strip area, you're gonna walk. There's no way around it. You gotta walk. So be prepared for that. And it's not just like, oh, walking down the street. You're like walking like as if you're walking football field lengths, like multiple football fields, or like the length of multiple malls. Like each hotel and resort, casino, whatever you want to call it down there, is pretty much its own, like, its own little, oh, what's the word I'm thinking of? It's basically bigger than like your typical like mega mall. Just in my opinion. Like, I felt like, okay, so here we have Opry Mills Mall, which used to be Opryland, but we're not gonna go on that little rant. Anywho, like, I felt like I was walking through Opry Mills at a lot of these places. Like, it's just like mall after mall after mall after mall, which you'll see in my first like night at Wynn video that I'm posting. Just kind of idea, I think I made a little mention of that. But basically, so that's that with that. And so through the My Vegas Slot app, we each got the buffet at Excalibur. Again, here like at one end of the strip going to the other end of the strip in that case. Almost, kind of, sort of, I don't know. Anywho, and then we had free play. Like, we each had $25 worth of free play, which a lot of free play on that app, you like, if they'll have free play pretty inexpensive for if you're paying out of pocket to stay at different hotel casinos. But then if you go into the My Konami, which is like associated with My Vegas, they have like where you spend 100,000 points and you get the $25 free play, which, I mean, it had extra points, why not? It worked out. The value of it is iffy then, but hey, you don't have to pay for to stay at a place as long as you're like going through My Konami. Anywho, that's a whole other video on its own that I just covered in this video. All right, so back to the topic at hand. So through this like the talking about these different apps is gonna like really mess with me now. Okay, the Wynn Slots app. So our second and third nights we stayed at Wynn through the Wynn Slot apps. I had earned a night, my dad had earned a night combined. Took an air mattress because they are 1 bed rooms. So, you know, make sure you're prepared for that accommodation, which I knew ahead of time. So we got an air mattress from Walmart, and also Wynn had a little couch, which I opted to sleep on the couch, which really wasn't that comfortable because it's a little short couch. I guess it's actually a love seat, but whatever. There I am. I worked the hardest to earn these rooms, and I got stuck with the dinky sleeping accommodations, but whatever. My dad is older, he's legally blind, and he had a really bad knee problem at the time. That's kind of taken care of for the moment, but that kind of, again, bringing up the whole, you got to do a lot of walking in Vegas, which I warned him about, like what I saw and heard, like you've got to do a lot of walking, and he physically was not in a state to handle all that at that time. So that kind of put a little bit of a damper on the trip. But we're talking about going back. We're even talking about road tripping again, but that, again, another whole story. Okay, rounding this back to topic at hand. So I've done videos about like this whole app because it's incredible. You play the game, you earn points, you get free nights at Wynn. So with Wynn, you can choose pretty much almost any night of the week. Like my Vegas, it's pretty much strictly Sunday through Thursday because those are like, you know, typical weekday nights, okay? And then like Friday and Saturday, you didn't really have any options except for they might like every once in a while allow an option, but that's a whole other thing. Because the value on Friday and Saturday nights go way up, like they pretty much double, like, and that's pretty much anywhere you travel. That's not just a Vegas thing. So with the Wynn Slots, you have almost any night of the week available except for like holidays, and like I think there's, you know, when they have big events going on, like where they're going to, you know, likely sell out the casino room, I mean not the casino rooms, hotel rooms, you know, they got to make that money. So, but anyway, all those other nights available, you pretty much have your option, but they fluctuate on the value. So if it's going to be a more expensive night, like a Friday night or Saturday night, then the value can like double or triple depending just, anywho. So we just stuck with weeknights because hey, why not? Easiest to earn. So at the time we stayed there, the price had gone up on the rooms. They were $1,700 when I first started playing the Wynn Slot app for like the cheaper nights. And I know that they had been cheaper prior to that, prior to my time using the app. But then they went up to $1,800 right when I was just a few points away from $1,700. They jumped up to $1,800. So I had to wait and earn my little points. So, you know, that was fairly attainable in a short amount of time. Like I did it within a month or maybe less than, I can't remember the exact time frame because I found out about this app kind of like, anywho, basically the whole thing was we were going to plan the trip at a certain time based off of what I could, you know, try to get with the apps and time frame with work and everything and whatnot, and time of the year before prices went up. Anywho, I tell y'all, I cover a lot of information and I go off into every little detail in every video I make. That's just who I am. I can't help it. Just let me be. Okay, so I had videos talking about like how, like the gameplay, like how to get your most bang out of your gameplay to accumulate, you know, in a reasonable amount of time. But then after my trip, like I think at the very beginning of September, they announced that changes were coming. They did warn us, and then the changes came shortly after, and so that kind of killed the game for a lot of reasons. But basically, so used to, you know, you didn't have to invest any money unless you wanted to invest money to have the way I refer to them are coins. Like, so you use coins to play. And the more coins you bet, then you earn points. Like the more coins per bet, the quicker you earn these gems which I called points, to cash in for your room. So that used to be what it was. And so if you wanted to earn your gems or points faster, you needed more coins to bet more and to play more so that you could accumulate those gems quickly. So you, like, these, pretty much all of Vegas apps, every hour, I guess it's like that Farmville game. I've never really played it except for with my ex and his mom. But anyway, on Facebook, where every hour or every couple hours, just at different time variances, you can cash, like you can redeem, or you can go, what is that? I don't even know the terminology. You can basically collect these coins to play with. So you have, like, I think Wynn, they have a 14-minute timer that you can claim every 14 minutes. They have one that you can claim every 2 hours, which is worth a little bit more. Then they have one that you claim every 12 hours, which is worth a lot more. So, so the best thing was to not play. And even now, the best thing to do is not to play for a few days, rack up your gems, and then go play. But play at your, you know, play responsibly. I don't know. I had this whole like methods of what I was doing, how I was doing it in a way to where I was like not having to stress about it. Okay, so all that changed with the update in September, where they now threw in they threw a wrench into the plan. They threw in something extra where you have to have these levels. So these levels are what allow you to get the room. So I guess when you start out now, if you were to join, you would start out at level 0. But like for all of us who've been playing the game, like we all started at level 1. So I think level 1 and level 0, or to get to level 1 and to maintain level 1, you have to have 2,500 of these points. I guess they're points, crowns, whatever. I don't even know what they're called anymore. We're adding, okay, let's just call them crowns. I think they're crowns, which is like binions. Okay, anywho, so I could be very wrong. For the sake of this video, we're going to talk about gems, which are the points to get the room. We're going to talk about crowns, which are points for the levels, and then we're going to talk about, I'm just going to call them coins, because that's the currency you're playing with. So, so in order to maintain level 1 and to get to level 1, maintain it, you have to have 2,500 crowns. So throughout the day, you're collecting crowns, like your 2-hour bonus that you get to cash in on, or what you collect every 2 hours, is worth 5 crowns. Then the one for 12 hours is worth 15 crowns. So that's how you're going to build up to these levels, is through those. But they have a 90-day timer on them. So there's this whole thing when it first rolled out. A lot of us had 30 days. Some people had the 90 days. Some people started out at level 2 if they had actually invested money prior. That's a whole other thing. But just for the sake of the freeness, we all started at level 1. And in order to maintain level 1, you have to earn 2,500 coins. So, I mean, crowns, sorry. So for me personally, I just reached 2,500, and my dad's app just reached 2,500 just within the past few days. So I was down from the countdown. Let me back up a bit too, because they added something extra. So it started out 30 days, so as that went down, the countdown, and then it got down so far, and then they added 60 days on top of it to make it the full 90 days. So out of that 90 days, I was down to 51 days left when I hit 2,500. So when I hit 2,500 on like my account, it added the 90 days on top of it. So I've got, at that point, I had 51 days plus 90 days to, which is like what, 141 days to maintain level 1, and then to move up to level 2. Now let me backtrack a little bit. So level 1, currently you can claim a prize, however the prize is not available. But it's like, whenever it's available, which it says coming soon, it's the free buffet. So nobody knows what the deal is with the free buffet, how much it's going to be, what the qualifications for it are, what it actually includes, whether it's one buffet, whether it's 2 buffets for 2 people, or like if it's a value for the buffet, like a voucher for this amount of money for food, or like what can you claim more? Is it just a one time where you only get one buffet, or can you claim multiple buffets? Nobody knows anything about that right now. At the moment I am filming this, nobody knows. So then, in order to get the room that I had, you'll see in my other videos, that is a level 2 status. And so they also added, which is now, I think it's also available, they added also where you can get 2 beds, which, thank you, like whoever did that, thank you. So you can get a 2-bed room option. And from what I've seen, like on message boards, those who have the availability to like look at the calendar, it looks like those values for the 2-bed option are like about 300 or 400 points. I think there's somebody, I was reading somebody, it was like, yeah, they're roughly 300 to 400 points more a night, which, I mean, okay, cool. Because like when I went, they were like, yeah, for $50 you can upgrade to 2 beds. And I was like, I got an air mattress, I'm good. So anywho, and even Bellagio was like, yeah, for $30 you can upgrade. I'm like, yeah, I got an air mattress, I'm good. I'm cheap. I am super cheap and frugal. So anywho, so in order to get to level 2 to claim these rooms, you have to have 10,000 of these gems. Now, that may, I don't know, at this point, it may be obtainable. Or they also have options to where like you can buy coin packages. Again, coins are what you use to play the game to earn the gems to stay in the rooms. So, the coin packages now have the option of not only just the coins that you play with, but they also have the crown points for the levels. So it's basically a penny per point is how it calculates. So people are saying if you started out at level 1 and you didn't do anything to earn your way up in points and crown points, then you could just pay $100 and it's to bump yourself up to level 2. And at level 2 you can cash in on the rooms. Now this works, and then you'd have 90 days to like cash in. You'd be at level 2 for 90 days. So it's like, here's, if you want to break it down. So let's say roughly on average a night at Wynn Hotel is $200. So if you were to pay out of pocket, if you're at level 1 wanting to bump up to level 2, pay out of pocket $100, and you have, it's best to do this when you already have enough of these gem points to cash in for multiple night stays, because you can go up to 4 nights at Wynn, 4 consecutive nights. As far as I know right now, that's how it was. I'm assuming it still is. So cash in, you have enough points for 4 nights, pay that $100, boom, you got 4 nights at Wynn, breaks down to $25 a night. Not bad. Especially if you had to go and pay a resort fee elsewhere, because as of the moment still also, when you don't have to pay a resort fee, it's optional. If you want all the benefits of the resort fee, you can pay it. If you don't have to. I didn't have to pay a resort fee, so staying at Wynn was completely free for me, other than, you know, the travel and food expenses. So, alright, I think my neighbor's chickens are over here, like at my back door. So now, like, okay, so how many times am I going to say so before I get to the next point? Alright, so at that point you could stay for free. So now if you want an easy route or easier route, you can like pay $100 for up to 4 nights. Like I would do it if you're going to go for 4 nights, if you have enough points for 4 nights. Keep those points, like keep the gym points. Oh my gosh, there's so many different points to keep track of. Like keep hoarding your gym count so that you would have enough. And the thing is, unless you're at level 2, you're not going to see the calendar. You're not going to see the amounts, like the value of each nightly rate. However, like using the one I like to go to is the Vegas message boards. Is that what I think it's just called? Vegas message board. If you Google my Vegas message boards, it pops up, because I was using it for that app to get, like, you know, to learn about it and all that mess and know like what people are doing and how the rewards work. And that, it's a value of information. Like you need it. Like if you're going to do these Vegas apps, if you're planning a trip to Vegas, use that forum at your disposal. Like I personally lurk. I need to register and start interacting. But anywho, so now they have a nice message board dedicated to, or topic or whatever, sub board whatever the terminology is these days, dedicated specifically to Wynn Slots. So there's a post now where people are like posting the calendar, because used to, like, and I'm assuming now even, like, once you book rooms, you don't have access to looking at the calendar anymore. So there's this thing where if you booked rooms and the rate went down, you could cancel your reservation, get your points back automatically, and rebook your room at a lower rate or at a different time if you need to. Now I think they take a deduction, like they'll deduct points. You still get a bulk of your points back, but they'll deduct points. And anywho, so it's either you can use that as a resource, that message board, or there's Facebook groups dedicated to it. And I personally like the message board, just cause. But people, like, there have been people who've been generous enough to, like, once they bumped up to that level 2 status and had access to it, like before booking a room, they would take like a screenshot of all the different months, because you can scroll month to month and find the different rates for each night. And so use that to your advantage first. Hoard those points first. And then if you're just like, don't want to be bothered about earning up to that level on your own with the crowns, then just cash in $100, boom, you're good. Or if you have points, like say you're at 3,000 points, well, and you need 10,000 points, you still need 7,000 points to get to 10,000 crowns. So to get up to level 2, well, you can spend like $70, and you can do different packages to, you know, adjust to that price. Because again, it all equals out to a penny per point. There's different price packages, the values vary, you know, the more you spend, the better value you get for the coins to play with, if that makes sense. So, and you know, if you're like, hey, I have 3,000 crowns, I want to go to Vegas next, you know, I want to look into a trip to Vegas in the next couple of weeks, I'm not going to have 10,000 points on my own by then, let me just go ahead and spend some cash. And again, divided among 4 nights. If you go all 4 nights, gyms were all 4 nights, you know, you're good. That's dirt cheap when you break it down. Or like, I feel like at this rate, with the amount of time they're giving us currently, I think 10,000 might be doable. Like, I'm just saying, it might be doable. Like, you have to obsessively play. And also another thing, there's this whole other factor to it. They have like challenges, like every few hours they have them around the clock that span for a few hours. They go from like 2.5, maybe 3 hours to like up to 5 or 6 hours. So during those time frames, there's these challenges. They have different options, like they'll have like 4 to 6 little challenges you gotta complete to like win, and you get these little scratch off cards. And so you can do different challenges and earn those points too. Like you can earn up to $25 per like the time frame. So that's another way to build up those points too. And if you have the luxury of being able to do that around the clock, then you're gonna get that 10,000 points before the whole like time frame is up. But then you're gonna have to obsessively be on your phone playing it, and okay, so I won't go into the challenge thing right now, because oh my gosh, this video is stupidly long, I already know it. But I might do another video talking about that, or maybe I'll sit here for a moment and be like, oh, I might as well just do it now. Yeah, so I'll make that a separate video. So this is just kind of like the overall basis, and then, you know, I'll talk about more. If anybody has questions about it, I'll do my best to answer questions. Because I'm seeing, like, I posted a little video about, like, when I hit the moment that I hit like enough points for my stay in Vegas. And that one, for me, like, I'm a tiny channel, like I don't get a lot of views at all, and that one, I mean, it doesn't have a lot of views in general, but for me it has a lot of views, so I feel like there's interest there. And like when I was, you know, trying to earn my points for my stay in Vegas, there's a couple other really cool channels out there that focus on the gameplay, but as I was watching them, it was just kind of like I don't know, just from my perspective, I'm not sure they really got the grasp of like what was going on to earn the points. And from using that Vegas message board for them, I kind of figured out like a strategy that worked really great for me, and I'm still using it. So I'll tell you what, I'll talk about that in another video. But you know, again, I'm all over the place here. So I'm just gonna wrap this video up here. If you're more interested, I'll try to go into even more details in the next video. So thanks for watching, and if you're going to Vegas, you know, I have tons of fun because it's a fun place. So yeah, thank you.